It's that 2-minute takeover. Yeah. Yo, pull up on the page, I'm live in the lane. 2 minutes is the time, hot takes is the game. Thumbs in the chat, whole squad in the frame. If you blink, you miss it, pay attention to the game. Got takes in the chain, but they beg for the smoke. Big trade, bad call, I'm cutting the quote. Scroll that feed, I'm dissecting the post. From the draft, daydreams to the GOAT with the most. Talk to 'em. This that 2-minute takeover. Watch that timer fall, I got 2-minute takeovers. Saying it all. From the tip off to the walk-off play. If the clock's still running, I'ma talk my way. 2-minute takeover. Yeah. Clock starts dropping, I'm locked on the lens. First hot topic, I'm cooking again. Is Jalen overrated or carrying friends? I'm breaking that down from begin to the end. 1 minute 30, I'm flipping the script. Rings versus stats, who you picking the lift? You ride with the vets or believe in the kids? I'm firing off facts while they typing the vids. 45 left, I'm checking the chat. We the lead story, but I'm vetting the facts. Sources talking crazy, the anonymous crap. If it's capped in this cap, I'm exposing the rap. Tick, 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 whole crowd locked in. Big bold call, do I lose, do I win? 10 more seconds, I'ma let that spin. If I'm right or wrong, I'll be back again,
What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Trash day in my neighborhood. What is going on? News cycle continues to ramp up. Diana Rousini resigns. Another day closer to the draft. It's about to get real, if it hasn't already. So what's going on, y'all? What's going on, everybody in the chat? What's going on, everybody in here? E-Money Bentley, first out the limo. What's going on? What's good? Arthur, what's good? Ian, what's good? Iron Main, what's happening? No Cut Sports Podcast. I appreciate the love. Darth Panda, as usual. Cody K, as usual. Chris 3K, what it do? Oh, my God. What's going on, man? What's going on? Tiff, as usual. Let's get it on and pop it, man. We got a lot of things going on. It is time to get draft ready. I've been running mocks all day. If you saw my post earlier today on X, I'm like, how many mock drafts can I run where we end up with Kenyon Sadiq? That's what I'm trying to figure out, man. That kid, boy, he is good looking. That's somebody that can have an immediate impact, man. So I'm looking at it. I'm trying to be realistic in situations. Seeing everything that's going on. Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll, man. Yeah, Tiff, we are gonna have a good show on Thursday tomorrow. Got confirmation this morning. My main man, Barrett Brooks, is gonna come on the show. Former Philadelphia Eagle offensive tackle, Super Bowl champion with the I think it was Super Bowl 40 when he was with the Steelers. So he's got himself a chip. But been friends with Barrett for a while. We always connect. We always get together. We always see each other at alumni events, things of that nature. So I reached out to him yesterday. I was like, bro, we got to connect. We ain't talked in a while. I know he's busy because he's getting ready for the draft and doing a lot of analysis and stuff like that. So he said he could come through tomorrow at 9. So yeah, spread the word. Barrett Brooks, tomorrow at 9, we're going to do the damn thing, man. So it's going to be all draft talk. If you have questions and stuff like that, get them ready for the chat, man. So it's that time of year, man, and it's a little bit crazy for us. We've been known to be at the forefront of just stuff that's going on, but this year has been ridiculous, man. You know it's bad when the smear campaign on Jalen Hurts has not been overshadowed by the Vrabel Rousini scandal. So we on the tip of everybody's tongue, man. They still want to talk about Jalen Hurts. They still rumors floating around that they may draft a quarterback. A whole bunch of stuff, man. And it's just like, don't nobody know nothing. I heard the press conference. To me, the thread of hope I was hanging on to that AJ Brown was going to stay is pretty much gone now. I've been around the business long enough to know how the business is done, how the sausage is made. And it honestly, it would have been too easy. It'd have been too easy for AJ Brown to post something, release something, say something to anybody. And I ain't talking about something long. It could have been too easy to support the opinion that he was staying. It could have been very easy to do that. So in this situation, in my opinion, silence speaks volumes. And again, like I said the other time, the last time on the stream, I wish nothing but the best for AJ. I wish he was staying, but it just doesn't look like he is. And if on June 2nd, they make that deal and he goes to the Patriots, chef's kiss, man. You have been everything that the Eagles have needed and more. When it was time to show up, you showed up. The last postseason was not as great, but hey, everybody get a turn, man. Everybody get a turn. So, but I'm appreciative because he helped us get a chip for sure. If AJ Brown is not on this team, I don't think we get that chip. Not at all. So, yeah, man, that's business. That's the reality of the game that we follow, the game that I played. You win some, you lose some. And in this situation, we may have lost. But I'm thinking what kind of I'd be curious. I doubt that he would answer this question. But I would be curious if the situation with Rousini and Vrabel changed his opinion one way or the other. Did it affect the way he was thinking? Did he second guess? Like things like that. So, we know he's got a long history with Vrabel, very fond of each other, all of that type of stuff. We know that. But I would be curious as to his thoughts on all of the scandal that went out, because if he's got that tight of relationship with Vrabel, it's not out of the realm of possibility that he knows Vrabel's family. He knows his wife and kids and all of that type of stuff. It's possible. I don't know if it's true, but it's possible. And having that knowledge, would it change his perspective any? Not that it would. He's trying to get paid. He's trying to do his thing. That's where he wants to go. And somebody just kind of threw a wrench in the plans, but it's not stopping the train. That's for damn sure. It ain't stopping no train. So, yeah, I saw Rousini quit and all that kind of stuff, but it is what it is. Eventually, she was going to have to do that, but it's still kind of interesting that Vrabel ain't caught no heat, and he probably won't. That's the long and short of it. Afrado, I hope he trolling everybody, bro. I hope he trolling everybody. I hope he come through talking about April Fools or something. I don't care. I want AJ Brown on this team. That's just me. But in the meantime, if our guy Howie Roseman can figure out a way to get Kenyon Sadiq, you can figure out a way to get him a cheesesteak, man. All I'm saying is you might want to do that. You might want to trade up, see what somebody's willing to gamble with, because that kid is instant production, in my opinion. All you got to do when you somebody that's that big and that fast, all you got to do is put them on the field. And the defense has to take notice. They have to. So that's somebody that can have an immediate impact. I would love to see him drag across the middle and catch a 7-yard pass from Jalen and turn it into a 30-yard gain. Because he's got that size at 245. People just 245 and a 4.3. When you think about it in those terms, that's why Nolan Smith is so dangerous. Because I think a lot of people forget how fast he actually is. Anything, y'all, if you anywhere close to a 4.2, that is what I call elite speed. Kenyon Sadiq at 245 running a 4.37? At his size, that I would consider that elite. At the very least, I would put that in the great category. Because he is a true tight end size, 240, 250, right? Big kid, physical kid, can get his hands on you and can stop a defensive end. He could do both. He could do both. So if there was anybody that I would like to see Howie wheel and deal to move up to get, it's him. Now, I done had a couple mocks where he somehow, some way fell to us at 23. I just don't see that being very, very realistic. But it's fun to do it anyways. So who knows? Maybe somebody will make a move early and it'll shuffle the deck down and everybody will be scrambling. But this kid is something special. He's something special. So I don't know. That is the question that everybody's been asking because they're looking at tampering. Tampering seems to be the most obvious violation of the rules. I guess by the letter of the law, you can't really say anything else. Unless you want to be the moral police and talk about him cheating on his wife, ain't really much you can say. The NFL, obviously the NFL ain't going to do nothing. Because here's the problem with the NFL. If they discipline Vrabel, that is a very slippery slope. Because if you don't think for 1 second that it's a bunch of GMs and higher ups, executives in some of these teams, if you don't think they messing around with the cheerleaders, messing around with the executive secretaries and all of that type of stuff, exactly what you think it is, it is. Now, I'm not saying that everybody does that, but if you think that nobody's doing it, if you don't think that one of these owners or one of these GMs might be shacking up with another one of these reporters and all of that type of stuff, it is very possible. Very possible. Because I would imagine that there's a bunch of guys who kept it quiet. But again, this goes into the question of who hired the PI. We talked about that earlier. Who hired the PI? I'm of the opinion that it was from Vrabel's camp. Maybe it was Rousini's husband or somebody in their family. I don't know. I'm just guessing. And the reason why I said Vrabel is coming from his camp is because I know for a fact those football wives, those NFL wives, and them coaches' wives, and those GM wives, and all of that, they talk. They talk a lot. I don't know if it's as petty as some of the stuff that you would see on television, but I would imagine in some instances and in some cities, it's pretty damn close. pretty damn close. You the wife or the girlfriend or the starting quarterback, so you sitting in the luxury suite with the owner. Sometimes things like that happen. That's the it's not all equal in the NFL. Far from it. They know where their bread is buttered. So if you get somebody coming in and he's your million dollar guy, but he's averaging 128 yards a game and 2 touchdowns, and is a big reason why y'all are going to make it to the playoffs, well then yeah, his family can sit in the suite with the owner. Because they don't want to do nothing to upset that apple cart. Nothing. Chatty patties. But listen, man, don't get it twisted for 1 second that some of them wives or some of them GM wives and all the way up the chain, some of them are probably nasty, very petty, very bitchy. Don't like if you look at them crazy, all of that type of stuff. And I say this, and I'm saying it to not be disrespectful, but this is the easiest way you understand it. Take whatever your favorite TV show is, and every TV show has a villain or a bully, or think about it like this. You've seen the all the TV shows back in the day, 90210, Raven, Saved by the Bell. There was always an over-the-top bully. They always had a male bully. Male bully would always get into the fights. The female bully would always make the girls feel bad about themselves. They have that stereotype. Somebody's living up to that stereotype. That's a player's wife or a coach's wife or something like that. Now you got it on the other side, because then you have somebody like, I remember one of my best friends who played for the Rams, knew about Kurt Warner's wife. They were very spiritual. She was always praying, all of that type of stuff. So you have it on both sides. But I'm simply saying it's not beyond the realm of possibility that his wife could have possibly asked another wife, how do you do this? How do you hire this person? Because maybe they did it before. So, like, people just, I don't think they understand what folks like that are capable of when you got money and resources and your name commands a little bit of power. You can get away with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And there's a lot of people on notice now because of this thing with Vrabel and Rousini. Because there's a lot of people that were dipping and dabbing the same way Rousini was, but nobody knows. They've been keeping their nose clean, the whole thing. Nobody knows. So now they looking at this situation with the one arched eyebrow, and they're like, we got to be extra careful because you never know who's out there watching. You never know who's out there that can say, ooh, that don't look right to me. I think he might be cheating, but let me get some proof. Let me get some evidence. And while you couple up in the resort, you get somebody 300 yards away playing Peter Parker. So, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Everybody's saying Rousini is ruined. I beg to differ, because there's a lot of people that have done a hell of a lot worse than Diana Rousini, and they managed to figure out a way to come back. And she will. She'll probably have a podcast or something, and everybody will be tuning in to see what she's gonna say. If she was smart, she start a podcast, and the first guest will be Joy Taylor. If she was smart, if you can take that type of criticism on the chin, start that podcast, because they're gonna get you anyways. If it's good, they're gonna criticize you. If it's bad, they're gonna criticize you. So if they're gonna get you, you might as well make it worth your while. That's what I'm saying. But she'll come back out. She'll come out of it. Might take a minute, but she'll come out of it. So I see some people looking at the draft. Cameron, I was just looking at that kid before I started the show. I was doing the which one am I on? I moved to the ESPN mock draft simulator, but the one I normally use is the NFL mock draft database. So it's been I was just looking at a draft where I let it go through. And then you got the teams that want to trade with you and all of that type of stuff. So I'm trying to let it play out, and I'm trying to do it, trying to think realistically. You know, I ain't trying to make 6 trades before I get to the second round. And I'm not trying to do that. So I'll turn the trades off and you kind of see what you get. And if all the dominoes fall the way they're supposed to fall, who are the Eagles going to come away with? Would Kenyon Sadiq be ready? Would that big offensive tackle be ready? I don't know. That's why the draft is so crazy, because there's so many things that can happen. So many things that can happen. And you just never know. You never know what they're going to do. A lot of them nasty. Who nasty? Are you talking about the reporters? Yeah. I mean, they grown. And you know what? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. The whole situation with Rousini, she would not have taken this much heat if she wasn't married. And if Vrabel wasn't married, they wouldn't be catching so much heat. They might get a little because she was breaking all the stories. But you know, what are you gonna do? Excuse me. So it's water under the bridge now. Ruben Bain Jr. slips into the late teens and Howie trades up for him. That's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility. Listen, man, everything is on the table right now. Everything is on the table. So, you know, I guarantee you somebody else is looking at Ruben Bain Jr. as well. So, could they move up? So could a lot of other teams. How much are they willing to move up, though? Who are they willing to get up to make that move? That's always the interesting question. Tiff, me and you are aligned in that opinion. I can care less about them screwing each other. I care about tampering. I agree with you 100%. 100%. Has it helped or hurt the A.J. Brown situation in any way? So that's what it all comes down to for me. Because you're not gonna stop people from doing that. You're not gonna stop people from doing that. And I find it funny, and maybe this is a little bit wrong, ladies. If I'm coming off as disrespectful, just let me know. But it seems like some of the media heads and the reporters that they spend a lot of time talking about this never happened to me. I've been doing this for 24 years. Accolades. I've been doing it for this long because I did it the right way. And then you look at them and it's like, well, you had the opportunity to do it the right way because you look the way you look. If you look like Joy Taylor, if you look like who else? If you looked at Carissa Shields, if you looked like Melissa Stark, if you looked like Kay Adams, it might be a different story. Because not only would guys be trying to talk to you, they trying to get with you and prevent you from doing what you got to do. So crazy madness, peanut butter skin. You know what? He annoys me so much when he says that, because that is the epitome of disrespect. That's the epitome of disrespect. Like, he's always had a problem with Joy. And my thing is, like, when you see stuff like that, because everybody's been in this situation, whether they know it or not, whether you somebody is doing something they ain't got no business doing, and you see it and you don't call them out on it, and they continue to do so, then the trouble circles back around and finds you. And then you mad because you didn't say nothing the first time. It's too late now. It's too late now. I think Joy does have a podcast. I'm not sure what the name of it is. But I think she does. Let me see. It's called Too Personal. It's Too Personal. And I'm going to guess that this is it looks like a traditional podcast, like on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. I don't know if it's on YouTube. Let me see. Yep, it is on YouTube. It is on YouTube. And she's creating content for it. So let me see. She got Cam Newton up there. She got But they'll come out of it. They'll come out of it. Get out of the right time, though. So Pat's never gonna get in trouble for Spygate, Flatgate, now tampering. Yeah, that's water under the bridge now. Ain't nothing. It's been so long since that happened. Well, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? Let me see. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Does Rousini hate Vrabel? Probably not, because it wasn't their fault. Is it their fault? Like think about it like this: they didn't slip up. They did not slip up. Somebody infiltrated the location to where they were. So no, they didn't screw up. They didn't get sloppy. Won't be surprised if the Eagles go offensive lineman in the first if their guy isn't there, regardless of who they trade out. Possibly. But Howie Roseman has been doing a little bit different stuff lately. Hiking gate. What's up, Iron Man? QB1 showed he could good play in action. Good in play action versus the Vikings. Yeah. But our biggest issue was our offensive line, man. Let's not sugarcoat it no more. Let's not sugarcoat it no more. If you can't run the ball, you can't occupy the linebackers. You can't occupy the safeties. It is what it is. I'm just people at the hotel say there was not any friends. Like, I mean, just like the video I did the other day. It is so funny when people act like they can't talk about it. When it's common sense, you can say they may not have been doing anything all you want to. All I know is, as somebody that's been married for 29 years, if I was at a couple's resort for $2,500 a night on the roof, where the only thing on the roof is a bed and a fire pit, holding hands and hugging up on some other chick. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta use your eyes, and you gotta talk the obvious. And everybody was getting in their feelings, and it was like, oh, like, just say what it is. You can say, I've been knowing Diana Rousini for 20 years, and she's a good friend of mine, but this is not a good look in her profession. You can say that. Yeah, he drove 2 hours away. He drove 2 hours away. The problem was he wasn't expecting somebody to be taking pictures of him. He wasn't expecting somebody to be in his grill trying to figure out what he was doing. He wasn't expecting that. So you're not ready for it. You can't put measures in place. Drove 2 hours. I wish I would. I wish I would. Not counting traffic. That's funny. Not counting traffic. Let me see. I had a question for y'all. I took notes tonight, man. Here's my first question. So let's just assume that AJ is going to get traded. Okay. So AJ is going to get traded on June 2nd. If he goes to the Patriots, are you going to feel some kind of way? After all of this hoopla, after all of the Diana stepping down from the Athletic of her own choice, they did not fire her. Are you going to feel some kind of way if the deal still happens? Because if the deal still happens, that means she was right. Depends on what we get back. Yeah. Nothing has changed though. I'm still fully committed to Howie Roseman, and I know that he'll do the right thing, whatever that entails. We gotta remember that. We still gotta remember that we, as far as having a GM, we got a wonder kid, we got a genius that knows how to play the game, knows what he's doing, and has proven it time and time again. If AJ traded, I think we go after Miles at 23. The Browns could use the pick. Wow. I didn't think about that. Now, a couple weeks ago, I talked about a trade with AJ Brown and Jalen Carter, and everybody thought I was nuts. I wasn't thinking that. I mean, I like Jalen Carter. Would I put him up on the blocks to get a new receiver? Cleveland picking 6 and 24. I don't know. All of a sudden, this Myles Garrett talk starts popping up out of the blue. Stranger things has happened. You think we're gonna go for Max Crosby? Max Crosby is a little bit more palatable. Yeah, you don't forget that fact right there. So it's gonna happen on June 11th, or I'm sorry, June 2nd, 12:01 a.m. That's what it's gonna happen. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you say I'm not trading. The rumors are still gonna be. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're right on that one. Can't stop people from talking. Even the ones that don't understand what they're talking about. You can't stop them from talking. That's a whole nother conversation. The clowns get on your nerves just as much as Nick. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, the last 3 seasons, the last 3 years, it's been kind of bad. Like as long as I've been here in the Philadelphia area, it was never like this. It just it seemed like we had thicker skin and we lost it somehow. I don't know when or where. Let me see. Yep, I do remember that. Kenyon Sadiq would be the only one I would trade up for. That's just me. He's the only one that I would trade up for. Everybody else, wait it out. Wait it out. Let me see something real quick. Grab me one of my drinks. You got me a little liquid IV with caffeine in it. And I got enough water in here. See if I got enough water in here. Yeah, I think I got enough water. Or maybe I don't. I have to get more water. But yeah, man. Changing the OC, if AJ gets traded, in my opinion, something up with Jalen. Nah, I think that cat's out of the bag. I don't know what the issue was with them, but you listen, you are a professional. You are a professional. For those of you who have siblings, that's like saying if you get in a fight with one of your siblings that you don't love your sibling anymore. That's ridiculous. And them be some of the most knockdown, drag out fights you can have with your brother or your sister. Don't mean you don't love them. So I don't look at it from that standpoint. Things happen, people grow apart. I don't know what the rift was, but clearly there was something. Records show that the Titans fans warn us about AJ behavior when he was traded. Yeah, but Tiff, here's the thing with that. All of that stuff could be true, but we got the ultimate prize from it. If you think of any, I guess, troubled player. I can't think of any offhand. That was a troublemaker, that was like a problem player. If even T.O., okay, let's use T.O. Yes, T.O. was a headache. Everybody thought he was a headache. But even though it wasn't his fault, he got us to the Super Bowl. And that's what you want. Who cares if you got a Super Bowl out of it? I mean, that's all you can say. Because if you take the worst and or the best attribute about a particular player, especially when you're talking about quarterback, the first thing you're going to say is It's not like he's going to win you a Super Bowl. If you're talking about somebody's deficiency and what you're willing, what you're willing to overlook, the first question is always going to be, well, you go ahead and overlook it, but he ain't going to win you the title. So over time, things get on your nerves, and you ready to call it quits. I just hope. I mean, we're gonna get a resolution to it, man. We got 2 weeks. 2 weeks to the draft, and then depending on who we get in the draft, will basically be the writing on the wall. I think it'll basically be the writing on the wall. So we just gonna have to wait and see. We just gonna have to wait and see because we will just be the talking points for the rest of the week, for the next 2 weeks. What is Howie gonna do at 23? Did y'all? Let me see. Did y'all answer the poll question? I think I had that as a poll question. Let me check. I had that as a poll question. And where'd it go? Uh-oh, what did I just do? Where's my student? There we go. I thought I had it. Hold on there. There's live. There we go. There we go. Yes. There was how did I word that? I think it was, would you trade up to get Kenyon Sadiq? Would you make that move if you could? I would. He's the only player I would, though. He's the only player that I would jump to make that trade because we got the capital to do it. So I think, yeah, there we go. Should we trade up for Kenyon Sadiq? If we can, we should do it. Howie should do it. But I know, again, I have complete trust in Howie. Complete trust. So I know whatever happens, I'm not crashing out if he doesn't do what I think he should do. I don't do that. I think he's smart enough, and we got enough of a track record to understand what he's going to do. Yeah, they were talking about somebody earlier was talking about him. Was that you, Ruben Bay? I don't know. I seen a little bit of tape on him. Yeah, I like that. But it's all fun and games until you get in the real game with real pads on, and you can get a real concussion. That's slow your roll. Slow your roll. Guys get like that, and they get a little overzealous and get themselves jacked up. For what? Because now they can't, when you hurt, they can't perform. And they cutting the time short. So you don't want to do that. Baby man, Joy took a ton of heat and she is not married. Yeah, I agree. And I don't know. This is one of them things where I say, be careful be careful how you treat people. Because with the whole Joy Taylor situation, it was like a hairdresser or somebody that outed her. So she pissed somebody off. Oh, you know what? Let me see. Let me where are we at? Oops. All right. Let me drop that link, man. Y'all know the rules. Come on, give your 2-minute tape. Say what you gotta say, jump on, and we will discuss it. I think I'm gonna be running mock drafts for the rest of the week. That's what I think I'm gonna be doing. I'm running mocks for the rest of the week. Safety, yes. We have one starter. No, we have two. Drew Makuba will be fine. The problem with Drew Makuba is, can he stay healthy? That's the worry for him. Can he stay healthy? Yeah, Marcus Epps is not going to start. Marcus is a backup or an emergency guy. Got to look at the top 30 visits the Eagles have been having to see who they could target during the draft. In my opinion, the top 30 visits are just subterfuge. That's just smoke and mirrors. Just it's too easy. It's too easy. If you lay out your game plan like that, you're gonna get smoked. I don't get caught up into the 30 visits. Don't sleep on Pam Oliver. Listen, you heard my opinions on Pam Oliver. Pam Oliver at one time, she was out there, she was fine, all of that type of stuff. Now she sounds like she is medicated. So yeah, I don't know what's up with Pam. I know the Ryu. What's going on, dude?
Howdy.
What's happening?
I guess my take for this week would be, no matter how he trades AJ Brown for, it's always going to be looked at as less. He can trade him for 2 first-round picks at this point, and it would be looked at like less.
Well, yes, but it comes down to how they play.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's what it comes down to.
And my point I kind of wanted to make on top of that is, even if, say, AJ Brown gets traded to the Patriots or whoever, if he ends up with a 800-yard season and Jalen passes for 4,500 yards, they're going to get on both of them.
Probably.
They're gonna be like, Jalen, why did he throw for 4,500 when AJ Brown was here? Why?
I want Jalen to get over 4,000 yards so bad, but he got to start spreading the ball around. He does.
Well, he also gets taken out of games, Coach. Like,
yeah,
during our Super Bowl, yeah, there was 11 quarters before he actually didn't play the games where he got taken out.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's 3 full games that were missing of.
I'm still pissed off that we didn't run the score up in the Super Bowl. I'm still mad about that.
But nah, at this point, really, I've been an Eagles fan since probably 96, and I don't know when. I guess the best way to put it is, last year was the first time we had a winning record as a franchise since 1937. We're finally 4 games above 500 as a franchise, and people act like the sky is falling down.
Yeah, but it's been like that with Philly for a long time, man. You forget, bro. I played in the 90s, so I know how bad it was. I know when they used to give us the jokes about the ring pops and all of that type of stuff. So, and you couldn't rebut it. You had to take your medicine because we had never been on a championship team. When I played, the last championship team was like in the 60s.
Yeah, but now we got to the point where we get these new fans coming in, and they want to still adopt that underdog mentality.
Yeah, they do,
and
but they don't know what to talk about.
We haven't been underdogs since '98.
No, no, they don't know what they're talking about. So, but you're gonna have fans like that for every team. To me, that ain't no different than somebody that lives in Canada and decides to call themselves a Cowboy fan. Why would you be a Cowboys fan if you live up north? And it comes down to the popularity of a brand and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of makes
I mean,
sense, but
I
still
forget
stupid.
who said it, but back in 2000, I think it was like one of our assistant GMs said that the Eagles are now America's team. And even to this day, if you do like hashtag Jalen Hurts and
Yep.
hashtag Dak Prescott on YouTube, Jalen Hurts has like double the amount of videos as Dak Prescott. And Dak's
Yeah,
been in the league for 5 years long.
but it's also this latest news cycle with Bash and Jalen. So I don't know where that
Yeah,
came
but
from,
I
but it's
think
getting a
Dak,
lot of clicks and a lot of people are getting paid off of it.
yeah, I'm working right now, but I think Dak has like 45, 50,000 videos on YouTube. Jalen has like over 70,000. It's
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Jalen Hurts are the top three videos you want to make on YouTube and all that nowadays. And half the things they just backtrack like 2 days later because they know it doesn't make no sense.
it doesn't, and they still roll with it.
It gets the views.
It gets the
I get,
views.
I keep on telling people to just stop commenting on the videos. you
Nah,
stop com
you
you
know
stop
what?
commenting.
Me and Tone were talking about that last night. It's an ego thing. Everybody want to be right, or they want to be first, and
Yeah, but
it's the ego
you
thing.
stop the comments, that's just going to kill the YouTube videos, and YouTube is
Well,
starting to be.
I agree, but everybody want to get paid, so they don't do that. So it is what it is,
Yeah.
bro. But all right, man. I appreciate you jumping on, man.
All right. Tell Cat goes and Tiffany to hop in here.
They'll get in when they're ready.
All right.
All right, brother. Go Birds. Markel, man, that's a big man right there. That's a big man right there. So, can they move their feet? At that size, can you move your feet? Simple question when it comes to offensive tackles. Can you move your feet? It's okay that you 6'9", 6'10", in the backyard with no feet, with no shoes on, lifting stones. Hold on. Howie said in the press yesterday that he might go with who we currently have on the roster as safety. I don't mind that because Drew Makuba is a player. He just got hurt. So if he can stay healthy, we'll be okay. Yeah, Downs from Ohio State. I mean, it's a pretty, in my opinion, it's a pretty good draft for everybody but quarterback. So we'll see. Epps was a headhunter too. He'd come in fast and duck his head, and ball carrier would either get scared or Mekhi Becton. Yeah, that's a good comp because of his size, obviously. But I need to see his feet. I need to see his feet, man. So, some of these guys I'm going to ask Barrett about because I know Barrett's been studying tape, getting ready for the draft. So I know he's up to date on some of these guys, especially the guys I'm looking at for tackles. We got to do something. We got to get Lane Johnson to back up. I don't know when is the last year Lane Johnson played a full season. Nah. Yeah. Yep. We'll be seeing them. We shall be seeing them. So, oh, my bad, Chris. I ain't see you in there, bro. What's good, Chris?
What's up, Coach? You got me?
I got you, man.
Appreciate you always. My take, get right to it. Kind of piggybacking a little bit off of what my man was saying. While I think Devontae Smith could be a wide receiver one, I don't know, and I don't know if I'm phrasing this right, but I think we might be overestimating the leap he might make, not because of him, but I haven't seen a passing offense to make me feel like he can take this major leap that we think he might be able to. So until I see a more consistent pass offense, I think he might take a leap, but I don't think his numbers as a wide receiver one are going to get astronomically better because I haven't seen a passing game that would indicate that.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point because it's one thing to be out there and be considered the number one receiver. It's a whole nother thing when you don't have anybody on the other side.
Exactly. And that's where I was hinting at. Because when I look at, and you said this, and this is where I fully agree with you, this notion that you could win a Super Bowl with any quarterback, like Sam Darnold ain't no scrub. I don't know where people getting that from, that, because of what he went through in the past. I mean, Sam Darnold could throw that rock. I mean, I looked up his past 2 years, and while I agree with you that the 4,000 yard, whatever yard mark you want to use, don't guarantee nothing, he has thrown for 4,000. I think in Minnesota it was actually 4,400, but he's thrown for 4,000 2 years in a row. So his issue ain't been arm talent. He's had other things that he was finding. His issue was, like, he's the opposite of what we say about Jalen. He was put up the yards, don't play well in the big moments. Well, this year he put up the yards and he played well enough up until they got to the Super Bowl. So until I see, and I'm not even knocking Jalen. I'm just talking about our process, the way it's been on offense the past few years. Until I see a more consistent pass offense, while I do think this ain't a Smitty thing, he can be a wide receiver one, but I don't think that leap, based on the way we've been playing, like I've seen some of the people comparing it to a Jackson Smith and Jigba and this, and I'm like, yo, Sam Darnold throws that ball. Like he gonna have some turnovers though. That's the issue. That's the give and take with that style. But he's gone over 4K 2 years in a row. And we've had probably a more dynamic duo, as good of a duo as anybody in the league. And our pass offense for the past 2 years has been anemic at best. We've been winning, but as far as pass offense and receiving production, it ain't been up there at the top of the league where I think it could be with the weapons we had. So, like I said, where Smitty could, I do believe, yes, wide receiver one caliber, this ain't about him. But the way we've been passing, I ain't seen enough to really believe it's going to be elite production like you see from some of these other guys or Jackson Smith and Jigma, because those pass offenses have proven to be prolific.
Well, it all depends on what Sean Mannion is bringing to the table and if Jalen is picking up what he's putting down.
Mm-hmm.
That's it in a nutshell.
Exactly.
We still got guys that can get open. We still got burners over the top. We still got every weapon we need on offense. The only thing that we don't have is consistent play from the quarterback.
Correct. Which I don't totally blame him for, but you're factually correct, though. So you're correct. But, yeah. But I say that to say, I hope we keep AJ, though, so we don't have to worry about not having another guy on the other side. That's what I want to finish
I'm right
off
there with you, man.
Yes, sir.
We're going to find out soon enough.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you always, Coach. Go Birds.
You got it, Chris. Go Birds. The whole AJ thing, man, is going, at this point, I'm like, it's going to go the way it's going to go. It's going to happen the way it's supposed to happen, and there's nothing that any of us can do. Would you want to sign a petition? You saw the little the picture in social media of him. I guess he was buying some stuff from South Carolina. So, but we'll see. Keep running them mocks. We getting closer and closer to that draft. We got decisions to make. They're not going to make no announcement. The only announcement you'll hear if teams swap picks and stuff like that. But other than that, it's time for a little Clemens. So, I like Makuba, but it'll be Makuba Epps. Yeah. I mean, the same thing. Again, you're talking to somebody that just knew that Keely Ringo was going to be it, and that just proves what I know. But the same formula exists for the DBs. You got to be ready to go. Makuba, he showed promise last year until he got hurt. That's why I'm so high on him. He looked good. He got the pick 6 to one. What week was that? It was early in the season. So I don't not sweating it too bad. Not sweating it too bad. So, but it's definitely Howie season, boy, for sure. For sure. Yes, I did know. I did realize that there was a bunch of teams that didn't have first round picks. Uh-oh. I think just the opposite. I think Makuba is very athletic. He can get north and south. He can go side to side. He's a pretty good cover guy. I don't know what you want to see. Did you know? I already answered that. Yeah, we've got a roster right now that makes Howie Roseman take his time with everything, and that's what we want. No rushes. Just take your time, get the deal done right, and then we'll applaud him on the next day. So it is what it is. Makuba is the CJ Gardner. Nah, not quite. Not quite as vocal, I don't think. Trying to think. Do I want to do? You know what I'm going to do? Thursday. Well, Barrett will be here Thursday, so we're going to go over. We might do a mock draft, but I'm going to start making clips and shorts and stuff doing the mocks. So, because it's that time, and you got to know who we're looking for. Still, Howie's been keeping it close to the vest about who's on this big board, who exactly are we going for. Everybody knows about the 30 visits, but like I said, that's usually subterfuge. That's just teams trying to throw a curveball because they're gonna make you think they want to get somebody, and that's probably that's part of the deception. You make everybody think in your 30 visit that everybody was all world, but they weren't. So we'll see. Got a lot of stuff going on, man. It's busy. I know he drafts from the top 30 visits, but you get so many people cycled in and out of there. What about the people he doesn't draft? That's my point. He's sending out false flags too. So Cuba, I don't know. I got to go down my list. I was hoping I would get my man Ian Cummings on here, because when I tell you that Joker knows everything about everybody, he knows everything about everybody. So, but that's all I got, man. We've been rocking for an hour and 5. Can't wait till tomorrow. Art, my bad. Art, I ain't see you jump in there. What's going on, Art? Art, where you at? Got to unmute your mic. Art, where you at, bro? Going once, going twice. All right. Art and Habit. What's up, Brooklyn? What's good? What's good? Art, you back? All right. Let's see what's up.
Hey, Coach.
What's going on, dude?
Man, all good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Getting ready. Another day closer to this draft, bro. What you got for me?
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm excited. You know how he's gonna cook up something.
Yeah,
But
I got trust. I got trust.
absolutely. I wanted to get into the little hit piece about Jalen and
Sure.
how they pretty much exposed themselves and told us such a blatant lie that even if you don't know the guy, we know just enough as close fans of the guy that it can't be true. And I'll tell you what it is. Uncoachable. That
Yeah.
just cannot be true. I've never met the guy, but I can assure you that it is not possible to be as successful as Jalen Hurts has been, 6 different offensive coordinators since he's been with the Eagles, if you're uncoachable. If that was the case with 6 different coordinators, he would have already been moved on from Philly because there would have been no success. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And let's not forget, he played for Nick Saban and Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, right.
So I don't believe that. I didn't believe that at all. So I question who said that. If the sources are close to the team, close to the situation, who said it? Who's the snitch?
Right.
And you got to come up with something better than that. Because I didn't
Yeah,
believe it either.
that's not going to work, man. That's not going to work.
No. But people do it because it gets clicks, and it's all about the traffic these days, bro. All about the traffic.
I thought it was interesting because they asked Howie about it, and everyone got an opinion off of that video that he pretty much didn't say anything about it. So, in agreement that he agrees with the hit piece, which that's not what I got at all. Because if you listen to the end of it, he says that he understands that Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are kind of this, money grab right now. So that tells you right there that there's no fiction. It's all fiction what they're saying. And if you really paid attention to what he was actually saying versus like listening to a little clip, then you would have got that. You see what I'm saying?
Man, that's the way the media works. Traditional media, ESPN, Fox Sports, the networks are slow to the draw. That's why all of the networks have a social media component. The people that are doing the things on their own, and your website makes more traffic than your TV show, like people that grind in these YouTube streets and all of that type of stuff, that's where the information is coming from. More people watch content on their phones than they do with an 80-inch in the family room. So it's all about convenience, and because of that, the information gets out so much quicker. Because I said this the other day, back when I was playing, they'd come and stick a microphone in your face, record it, then they had to run back to the apartment, figure out what they was going to keep, and they had to do all of this stuff before they uploaded it to edit before it went to the papers, went to the press.
Right.
So you didn't have time to. Now you can record, you can get AJ Brown's comments on something, and you could post it to your social media before you leave the locker room.
Yep.
So just the way the information is disseminated now is ridiculous. And they do it. I remember when Antonio Brown recorded the conversation with Mike Tomlin?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is. And I think one of the great things you said that always sticks with me is that these people do not know anything more than we do. You see what I'm saying?
Correct. Why you think Rousini had to sleep with Vrabel?
She was desperate for that actual news.
She was trying to get it before everybody else. Everybody, you either want to be right, or you want to be first. And that's what it's come down to.
Because it can't be the coincidence that she was with Mike Vrabel, and then like that's the biggest news. You know, the whole AJ thing right now.
It's not, dude. Because well, let me say it like this. Because the one dude, what's his name? I mentioned him today because he's the guy that I was getting all of the stuff from. Now, damn it, I ain't gonna be able to find it. Watch. I posted the dude's email because apparently this guy was in Tennessee. He was at the Super Bowl, and he knew something was up between Vrabel and Rousini, and he was ready. He knew so much to where he was ready to call him out in public.
Wow!
But they never showed up. He told the story, so I'm not making it up.
This thing's been going for a while.
Yeah, he used to say if there was a story about the Tennessee Titans, he knew that Rousini was going to break the story.
Oh wow!
So he just knew.
It's unfortunate because I think people like her and the whole Joy thing was much more alleged. So I'll say allegedly Joy. I think they do give a pretty bad name to. There's actually a lot of good-looking women out there that aren't using strictly their bodies for, a job position. So I think it's just sad. You know what I mean?
It is, but it's at the end of the day, it's the optics. My rookie year with the Eagles, 93, I believe that was the first year they let women in the locker room. And I mentioned this the other day. When they happened, yes, that was a big moment for female journalists to be able to practice their craft.
Absolutely.
The problem was you had guys that just wanted to pitch a bitch. You had guys that just had an ego complex. So they coming out the shower with nothing on, but a pair of flip-flops. And, you got a woman looking at you and that awkward situation, and guys were trying to make them look bad on purpose.
Sure.
So
yeah, you know how it is. So sometimes guys be acting like a pack of dogs, like they never seen a woman before.
They do. It definitely is a double standard with Diana Rousini. That is not even up for debate. Yes, it's a double standard. It always has been. And it's not going to change. So, the only thing she could do is just own up to it and don't let people use it against her in the future. But how do you do that?
I mean, look how costly it is. She lost a hell of a job. I mean, you're talking top tier gig.
Absolutely.
And I don't know who just quits that job if you really don't believe you did anything. I think that must have been one of those. You either go or we make you go,
Well, yeah. Well, you just answered the question. It's like, why would you quit if you didn't do anything? Because she did something. She did do something.
Absolutely.
So, it is what it is. It'll play itself out. She'll start a podcast, and she'll have 1 million viewers in a month.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, she will. She ain't gonna miss no meals.
No.
She already get all the Shake Shack she can eat.
All she needs a couple more AJ reports. She'll be back to good.
Yeah, chill. And that's why I was thinking, is AJ Brown going to feel some kind of way if he goes to the Patriots? Knowing that this is the stuff that's going on and he only thought, well, I would want to know if his perspective changed a little bit because of the scandal. It sounds like it hasn't. So
there's a lot of people that have been saying, I'm not even doing business at this point with the Patriots because they're over here, I mean, pretty blatantly tampering. I mean, the guy's talking about how he speaks to AJ and, he's a great player and he wants to get him back in there. Like, you can't do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's like a set ethics to it, and he's breaking it over there, and we're still going to do deals with them guys?
Absolutely. Because that's where the money is.
Hey, money talks, right?
Money talks. I look at it like this, man. So if you playing the game, if you sit down and play a game of checkers, and I'm cheating, you see me cheating, and you sit down to play with me, don't get mad if I beat you, because I'm cheating.
Right.
You know what it is. That's why, like, even with the kind of circling this, encompassing the whole thing with Rousini and Vrabel and all this kind of stuff, you can only make a mistake once.
Yes.
Because to me, a mistake implies that you don't have all of the information. So you took what was available and you made your best guess. You went left, you should have went right. You went up, you should have went down.
Yeah.
You took the available information and you made your best guess. But most people walk in with their eyes wide open. People like Rousini and Vrabel, they're not making mistakes. They just making bad decisions. And they gotta own up to it and pay for it.
Oh, with how long that thing's been going, man, and Rousini, they're back to 2015 that there was reports that from colleagues that she was possibly sleeping for breaking news.
I mean, it could be anything can happen in these internet streets, bro. Because it's all money.
You know how these people will pile on too. I mean, perfect example for Jalen Hurts. I mean, these guys just have their hands wrapped right around his neck, and it just comes off just a couple inches when he wins a Super Bowl or, balls out. And you would think it would come all the way away, but it doesn't. Just a couple inches. And just give him anything. Give him any bullshit. Doesn't matter what it is. They're right back on his neck. I'll get him out of here. Or this is a stupid year. You know what I mean?
For us, we got the one guy that can take it.
Exactly.
We got the one guy. Now you talk about the whole situation with Tua when he was at Alabama. All of that stuff. All of his experiences throughout the years has molded him into the man that we see before us. Don't nothing faze him.
Nope.
Nothing faze him. So whatever comes his way, he gonna sideswipe it and keep it moving.
That's fact.
So it is what it is, man.
Absolutely.
It'll be we got the perfect quarterback to deal with this shit.
Right.
Different OCs. If they do draft a quarterback, it ain't gonna phase Jalen Hurts in the least.
Oh, listen, we know what kind of quarterback we got. You're not gonna, if I got a Lamborghini in front of my house, you can't come and convince me it's a Honda. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, but all right. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for having me on, Coach. Go Birds.
Go Birds, man. ABC's always be cheating. Yeah, man. We got the perfect guy. He can put up with all of this nonsense. I think the reason why so many people have something to say about Jalen Hurts is because he doesn't say anything. He doesn't want to get in trouble. He doesn't. Everything is white. So, but all right, man. I'm about to get up out of here. We've been rocking for an hour and 20 minutes. Make sure you come back tomorrow when Barrett Brooks comes to visit, and we're going to talk more Eagles football, getting ready for the draft. So, yeah, don't miss it. Right here on Pro Fan Talk. We're going to do that tomorrow, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. All right? All right. So, let me see. Is there anything else? No. That was it, man. So I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. And we're going to keep this thing going. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button before you get up out of here. I don't know what my stats were tonight. Didn't have a good rushing game tonight. I think I only ended up with 45 yards rushing. But we're going to make that up tomorrow, right? We're going to make that up tomorrow. And we're going to have about 150 people on the stream tomorrow. So that's how we're going to get down. So I'm about to get out of here. I will holler at y'all later. Y'all be safe. And I will see y'all tomorrow 9 p.m. on Pro Fan Talk. Holler at your boy. Yeah.
old. Yo, 2026 and the link is feeling cold. Stories of a super runner getting kinda old. Jalen under fire, say his vision's getting tight. Calling them uncoachable every single night. AJ in the tray, got me in my feels. Mr. Hollywood is the brownest on the field. Man, he ain't calling plays, I'll be searching for the spark. Eagles flying solo, hunting shadows in the dark. Vrabel and Rousini trying to launch a master plan. Ever since the photos got you sitting with the fans. Draft day approaching, how we sitting on this perch. Gotta fill some holes, so you know he's on the search. 10 toes down with the Eagles on the scene. Watching out for Cap, cause your boy is bleeding green. Searching through the trending topics, info moving slow. Pro fan talk, always keep you in the know. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover it all. Hit the bell, that's law. Break it down from the film to the box score raw. Where the real ones bar. From the birds to the league, we gon' cover